Well, with Spurs winning the Europa League yesterday, I imagine there's going to be an awful lot of young lads thinking that they want to become a footballer. If only. There's only one place at the very top, and there is so many trying to get there. I'm not saying don't try and become a footballer. For example, my son
Mm.
was a professional footballer. He realized his vocational dream, but to get those £1 million contracts and lifestyle that comes with it, he was long way off. Just ask any soccer player in the first division in the FA League in England, or even the top league in Scotland, if you know the name, that is. It isn't just a case of putting on a team jersey and then you're a star. After 7 years in the game, my son decided to study law and is now working at a local promoter's office and should qualify as a lawyer by the year's end. He was very lucky because he's doing two things that he wanted to do in life,
Yeah.
and he had the support of his parents. On the girls' side, they seem to want to be a success on TikTok, incessantly taking selfies of themselves, all wearing the same hair and makeup, pouting in that same ridiculous way, thinking it's easy to get the world to fall at their feet.
Mm.
Some revealing a little more than they should on sites like OnlyFans, thinking it will shorten their path to fame and riches. Once again, just because you stuff your lips with filler does not make you a model, nor does it give you a nice personality. It's a long, hard grind to be an influencer on YouTube. I mean, Mark, you just need to look at us two.
I don't think filler would help us.
The problem is that the younger generation are obsessed by what they see on the TV or they
Mm.
read in the newspaper.
Mm.
The youngsters are not keeping up with the job trends
Mm.
anymore and will be treated as outcasts when they are left behind in the skills field
Mm.
because they were deluded by what they thought would be easy fame and easier money.
Mm.
The Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development held a study and found out that just over 46% of young people were uncertain about their career options, up from 24% in 2018.
Mm.
Instead of going with the flow of demand, like computer sciences and things like that,
Mm.
the youngsters concentrated on just 10 principal occupations: lawyer, doctor, performer, teacher, policeman, engineer, nurse, vet, architect, or sports person. That's a lot of people for very few professions, and not everybody will be accepted. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a policeman,
Mm.
and I lost out because of half an inch of my height.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, the willingness was to become a policeman, but
Mm. I
I
can see
just
you.
couldn't.
See you, Detective
Yeah.
Allen. Yeah.
But even getting the chance, will they make it till the end to fulfill their dreams of greatness and financial success, which is the second
Mm.
hurdle?
Yeah.
If you are part of if you do get your exam results and you are at the right height,
Mm.
you still got to take the course,
Yeah.
and there's no guarantee that you're going to pass the course.
Well, yeah, that's always in life. Yeah.
So there you are. 35% of youngsters are looking at social media and culture,
Mm.
but those kinds of careers are only open to 1% of the working population.
Mm.
So the employers are not finding youngsters that take on the trades, which could
Mm.
explain the government housing illegal immigrants of working age,
Mm.
so they can work as brickies, care workers, carpenters, graphic designers, and roofers.
Mm.
This, although could be a quick fix, and will not help the youngsters of today as they flounder professionally speaking.
Mm.
These youngsters will grow up either destitute, turning to crime, or just simply disillusioned in life. Because when they become middle-aged and they haven't trained for anything,
Yeah.
there's a huge gap between reaching 20 years of age and reaching 50 years of age.
Mm.
and they're going to have to fill that void in something.
Yeah.
If they're not prepared to do anything, that's when the rot sets in.
Mm.
Then we'll have a complete lost generation. And then what will the government do then? That is, of course, if it should do anything at all.
Right. Yes.
Right.
Well, okay. It's focused, but there's quite a few different strands I can see on that. We're talking about children. I mean, my daughter recently has started as an apprenticeship, teenager, started an apprenticeship in a multinational company. From what I've seen, a few weeks in, they've got a very good training scheme and she's enjoying it. She's learning things. They're giving her little tasks to do, which she's fulfilling. Yeah. And they're building their confidence, and they're working on I hate it, but the team building side of it as well. Okay. So yeah, working with other people. So I'm quite impressed. And this is in Brazil. I'm quite impressed with what I've seen with that. So, okay. She might not be fulfilling her dream job, but she's doing something and she's earning money and she's happy. Yeah. Yeah. She appreciates that she's not going to be up there straight away. I said you might have to work on it a bit.
It's
Yeah,
satisfying the demand
yeah,
of some profession.
yes, yeah. Um, and if she does ever make, as I said to her, get a job. If you see something you want to do later, you train yourself. You've got so many opportunities now online and everything else. You train yourself. Yeah, because one day she asked me, I'm not saying I'm a wonderful parent. I'm not saying I'm parent of the year, but she asked me, what do I learn at school, Daddy? I said, everything you can. I said, because you'll probably only use 10 to 20% of it, but you don't know which 10 to 20% you'll actually ever use. Yeah. And um, yeah, and I still hold that. And I told her that, and she told her friends that. But yeah. And I think the teachers quite liked it as well. Yeah, you've got to learn as much as you can. It's no harm having dreams, aspirations, but don't think. I know there's the thing you've got to have always stick with plan A. If you've got a plan B, you fail. That isn't quite true. You always have a fallback position to come back to build up again. Yeah. If you ask any successful person, how did you get to where you got to? They'll give you a very depressing story about things that went wrong. Yeah. And that happens in life. And the trouble is, we are feeding our younger people the dreams, the aspirations. Oh, you can do it. Um, we're not letting them, if you like, suffer hardships. Oh, the man was horrible. Oh, this got said to me. I'm offended by that. Good God. When I think of the names I've been called, yeah, offended by, and yeah, you have two routes. You either let it get you down or you learn from it. You go back at the people. Yeah, there's two ways to do it. It is I think it's very important that we give young people the opportunities and the tools. Anyone, and not just young people, anyone, everyone. In Brazil, when I look on the telly or when I look online, there's lots of opportunities, free courses and all that offered by local councils. How many of them get taken up? Yeah. Okay, somebody might want to be a hairstylist. They might be working in an office, want to become a hairstylist. They got the opportunity to go and train to be that. Yeah. It's a profession that's required. It's not always that well paid, but it's a profession that's required. And if it's what you want to do, or other things, and if you can probably go into other things. Some people want, some girls mainly, but yeah, let's be honest about it. Some men might want to be beauticians. Yeah,
Not everybody's going to go bald overnight, are they?
no, that's it. Yeah. And even then, if it's bald, some people need their eyebrows and other parts, other hairs that start growing out. When you lose your hair on the top, it starts coming out in other areas. So, yeah. And manscaping now seems to be a thing as well, I've been told.
Sounds very
I don't know.
quiche.
Yeah.
It sounds very quiche, Lorraine.
Yeah, well, okay. I'm not judging anyone or saying
No,
anything.
me neither.
Yeah, but okay. But let's be honest about it. I mean, okay, your son, I know your son, he's an intelligent guy, and yeah, he's fulfilled a thing. He had a passion for football. He appreciated it maybe, let's be honest, to get to the top level. is a lot of work, a lot of effort, a lot of dedication. Cristiano Ronaldo didn't do it easily. He's a natural, but he worked hard. He trains, and even now he trains and trains and trains. Yeah. And he doesn't like to fail. But he's also got a bit of intelligence as well, and the way he deals with people. Um, it's probably brought him into conflict with certain characters who run football clubs as well. When you look at his career, it's not always gone upward. It's still, yeah, okay. He's got the strength of character to do it. He came from humble beginnings, um, and he probably has sympathy for anyone that's trying to do that as well. When you see and read and what he does for people, well, probably don't know the half. Yeah. I think the Lamborghinis is one half of it. Other things is things he spends his money on we probably don't know about. Yeah. Um, it is a yeah. The problem is yes, people look at things like the celebrity show, or not the celebrity, the reality TV, or if I get my name on that. Okay, we do this YouTube channel. We enjoy doing it. We do it because we enjoy it, not because we're seeking fame or fortune. Though if there's any sponsors there who would be interested in sponsoring our platform, don't please make yourself known. And you'll be dealing with Steve, not myself. We had this discussion this week. Steve is a business manager on that score. You didn't know that until just now, but he is. Um,
There's a surprise.
I've just promoted him. Um, yeah, it is a yes, instant success, instant gratification is where it comes from as well. Yeah. If you listen to people like Elton John, who do not like these reality shows, yeah, I'm not saying anyone entering a reality show is doing it wrong. They're fulfilling a dream. They might be successful. They might not be. Elton John said he did all the graft work. He did all the road work, as it were, hit the pavement. Yep. He has talent. Now, if a man like Elton John struggled to get to where he is today, and let's remember David Bowie, Queen had their problems, the Rolling Stones did. The Beatles didn't have a smooth run at it. Yeah. When you read their biography, um, most celebrities, yeah, will tell you it's hard work. Not only do you have to deal with getting to the scene, you also then have to deal with some quite evil,
Maintain.
yeah, evil people when you get there. Yeah. Um, we all know how the world operates. We all know how management operates. You get some quite ruthless talent management. I mean, you've seen that side of the industry, Steve. I'm not suggesting you're on that. You would like that, but yeah, you know that side of the industry. Um, that yeah, sometimes you sign the wrong contract, you get trapped into a contract. Yeah. Actors who think, go to Hollywood, they think they're going to get spotted along the street. How many of them end up doing?
It's even harder for them to get a waitressing job now.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I know how many of them have actually ended up as well. Unfortunately, I don't want to go into that here. Um, but yes, and those that go to Las Vegas thinking they're going to get stage work end up in a performing type of a profession as well. That's the realities of life. Yeah. So success doesn't come instantly. You have a dream. Did I have a dream about what I wanted to be when I was younger? Um, yes, I did manage to actually get to do it. Yeah, did quite successfully. Um, never really fancied senior management position. To be quite honest, I like to be on the ground, as it were, the cold face, which actually became a hindrance for me. Yeah, because I got into middle management, didn't want to go upwards, couldn't really go backwards again. Yeah, so I ended up in a court position that I lost interest. I will admit that. Thankfully, I've been given another life, as it were, unexpectedly, that I quite enjoy doing. Not saying it's easy, not saying it's makes me a lot of money, but I enjoy doing it, and I wake up every morning and quite happy to do it. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, again, I'm always looking for other options and opportunities. But that's how you should be in life. Always look at the opportunities. if you can make it into something you like, good luck to you. Yeah. Um,
Yeah, I think that the advice I'd give to any young person, and I don't mean adolescent, I mean a
yeah,
young
yeah,
person,
person. Yeah.
17, 18.
Mm,
I left school when I was 17,
mm,
and walked out the school gates and walked into my first job.
yeah.
It was literally like that. You should look at the playing field.
Yeah.
Look at the playing field, look what's on offer, and then you work your way onto what you think is going to be on offer
Yeah.
in the next 2 years.
Yeah.
So that's going to give you time enough to train yourself up to do that thing that it's going to still be there in 2 years' time.
Yeah. I mean, for younger people, there's a video that's still online. Steve Jobs doing the speech at Stanford University in the 90s, I think it was. Yeah. Where he talks about his life. Yeah. And okay, he wasn't the nicest of people to work for on times. But he gives a very, very good appraisal of his life and what he did. And it's what you said, look at opportunities, look at everything, try and understand the world you're in. Take the kickbacks as a learning experience as well. Not the kickbacks, sorry. Take the knockbacks as a learning experience as well. Yeah.
That's what Starmer would be doing, taking the kickbacks.
Yeah, yeah. And if all else fails, you can go and become a politician.